channel. I am your host, Michael T. Porter, and I'm bringing the news to your ass like no other. This is a channel that represents a nation of people that strive for excellence and greatness every single day. I have another bomb news segment for y'all, but before I begin, y'all hit that like button, that subscribe button, and share button, hit that notification bell so you know when I am dropping. Also, don't forget to check out my other YouTube channels, Michael T. Porter Music and Michael's Skits and Stories. I do it all, baby. I do it all. Do it all. Multi-talented. Life is short. I do it for y'all, baby. I do it for y'all. And if you guys would like to support the mission, support the movement, Cash App, $ like you was. Now, I've been on YouTube now. Now, I've been seeing everybody else get this goddamn money. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm going to start downloading some more sound effects. I need some money. Let's see if I get some money. No, I'm gonna download some effects about that money. Because I work so hard for y'all. I work so hard for you, and I seen everybody else getting this goddamn money. I said to myself, now I provide y'all with life lessons. I keep y'all entertained. I, King Michael, help y'all get through y'all days, and y'all can't even send a nigga $1. Ain't gonna beg, I ain't beg. But part of being an entrepreneur, you gotta beg. Anyway, I'm gonna let some of y'all come in. Let me see. I'm gonna let some of y'all come in. How many? Oh Lord, I just can't believe the type of freaks we have in our White House. These are the last days, but like Cat Williams said, everybody be exposed. They're starting with the entertainers, and soon they will be attacking all of the politicians. The politicians are next. They started with all the politicians, the music industry, and they are going to get these politicians next. Tim Walz is probably one of the biggest creeps I've ever seen in politics. This is probably one of the most disgusting men to ever be in office. Tampons in the boys' restrooms, and he's talking about doctors can take the life of a baby even after it's born. Even after it is born, even after the little miracle takes his breath. They said, like if it's a botched surgery, what they're going to do is, let's say the abortion, it messed up. He said the doctors are not obligated to save the baby's life if it's endured a botched abortion. That's wild. And then he's saying there is no limit in which a woman can get the A-word procedure. So she can get the A-word procedure at the 9th month. So I'm trying to figure out, how do they even do it? The baby is so bad. Have you ever seen a woman that's 8 months pregnant? Have y'all ever seen a woman even at 7 months, 6, 7, 8, 9th month? She's about to pop. She's about to explode. And this freak said it's good to take the life of the baby. These are the people that's in office. These are the people that we pay. And Minnesota, I don't know what y'all got going on out there. If y'all got any family members out there in the Minnesota, what the hell's going on? How did this creep get in office? Let's check this out. Get a little drum roll action going on. Where am I? Ow! Which one should I do first? Let's do this one first. Look at this mess here.
2023 Minnesota abortion law called into question during this week's debate. Listen.
Former President Trump said in the last debate that you believe abortion, quote, in the 9th month is absolutely fine. Yes or no? Is that what you support? I'll give you 2 minutes.
That's not what the bill says. But in Minnesota, what we did was restore Roe versus Wade.
But here are the changes.
Notice how she asked, is this what you support? And then he automatically said, this is what the bill says. She ain't asked what the bill says. We asked, do you support women taking the life of their children at 9 months? Let's continue.
That Tim Walz himself made to the law. The original bill called for doctors to provide life-saving measures to any baby born alive during an abortion. And yes, it does happen. But you'll see Waltz strike through at the bottom, calling only for the care of the infant. Legal experts say these changes allow for end-of-life, quote-unquote, comfort care, the ultimate euphemism, rather than compelling doctors to save these babies. Founder and director of the Abortion Survivors Network, Melissa Ohden, who survived an abortion herself, joins us now. Melissa, what an honor to have you on today. Nothing speaks more to what we just saw in that debate than just seeing you right here 47 years ago. You survived an abortion and luckily got care, and you're sitting here with us today. Tell us what happened in that bill, and specifically what happens to babies that survive
Very beautiful.
Abortions in the state of Minnesota versus other states that don't have these brutal laws.
Brutal.
You're so right, Rachel. The reality is babies survived abortions before Roe. Many of us gratefully survived during Roe, and babies are still surviving abortions today post Roe. And the reality is, even the CDC years ago, Dr. Willard Cates identified 300 to 400 live births a year after failed abortions and made it clear this isn't anything that they wanted to report about. They said it should be hushed up. Why would you want to turn yourself in? And there would be public clamor. And I think this is where we're at, Rachel. There are states, very few states, that identify and report the number of babies like me who survive abortions. But we had in 10 different states 270 babies who survived abortions.
What?
And when you look at that Minnesota report from 2021, 5 babies survived, and not a single one of them were provided medical care, Rachel. This is a travesty.
Now, I didn't know, I'm gonna keep letting it play, but I didn't know that baby survived the A word. Did y'all know that? I didn't know this. What? They survived this? And then they said that a lot of these babies that survived, what did they do with them? These people are creeps, bro. Creeps. And I just want to point out, this woman is probably one of the most, and I'm glad she survived, but she's so fine. I wonder if she got a husband. Let's get back into it. Do you got a husband?
So they use this word, and it just makes me sick to my stomach. It's called comfort care. Why don't you explain to our viewers what comfort care means?
What's comfort care?
Yeah, I was thinking about that this morning. It reminds me so much of when then Senator Obama was discussing that in the state of Illinois. My friend, Jill Stanek, a nurse, held a baby like me who had survived an abortion. And the response to that baby not being provided medical care and the uproar when she brought it out to the public was that they would create a quote unquote comfort care room. No one would want this for their child, their grandchild, anyone they know and love. Why are they willing to do this to babies time and time again? And why are they hiding the truth from the American public?
Yeah, these are babies that it's survivable. They are not getting medical care. They're sometimes put in buckets. That's what that nurse actually that you're talking about brought to the attention. It horrified many. But it turned other people's hearts to stone. They just didn't care. And you see someone like Tim Waltz doing this. You say that this is very similar to what they do in China and in North Korea, that the policies of the Kamala and Waltz future administration and even the Biden administration are like those countries.
That's right. And again, this is what the American public needs to know. I find it fascinating, yet not surprising, that Governor Waltz didn't answer the questions the other night about abortion through the 9th month of pregnancy. NPR even did some fact checking and shared that this week, that is correct. Under Minnesota law, abortion is not restricted throughout any month of pregnancy.
So abortion is often discussed, as you know, in the abstract and with slogans, choice and reproductive care and all these euphemisms. You're a real life person. This week, our former First Lady, Melania Trump, has come out and said that she is pro-choice. What would be your message to her?
She's pro-choice.
I would want her to sit down with me and other abortion survivors and our children and even our mothers who have experienced this. Behind every abortion survivor is a woman who went through this as well, a family affected, abortionists, clinic workers. I would want her to sit down and hear our stories and see if she can somehow reconcile that stance with the reality of our lives.
Yeah, I thought that way when I saw the debate. I wish that J.D. Vance had humanized people like you as much in the debate, but he hadn't met you, and I want him to meet you, and I want Donald
I want to
Trump
meet you
and
too.
Melania to meet you, because I think that that's the only way to humanize, is to tell your story and the story of so many others in your survivors network. Melissa, thanks for joining us. You bring so much light and joy.
Ooh, damn, she keep complimenting. Okay, we get it. You enjoyed. You about to take her out on a date? Can y'all both take me out on a date? Y'all both fine. Anyway, I didn't know little babies survived. I didn't know Little Miracle survived. Did y'all know that? I didn't know they survived. And then they throw them in buckets when they done with them, because they don't want them. They are persistent on making sure these babies don't live. This is crazy. These are the people that's running our country. It's starting with Diddy. I'm telling y'all, I predict within the next 24 months, they're going to start hitting these politicians. It says in the Bible, the stars are falling. The ones that were first will be last, and the last will be first. All the people that have enjoyed the earth, all the sick and disgusting people who have made our lives live in hell, it's crumbling. It is crumbling. Lock their ass up. Every last one of them, lock them up. Get their asses up out of here. The babies survive, and how? I want to know the mindset of a person that goes through this. So you're in the hospital, the pregnancy ward, OBGYN, and the woman survives. I mean, the baby survives, and you're not and according to the law, the doctor's not obligated to save the baby's life. They throw them in buckets. How do you go home at night and sleep? The doctors are corrupt. Politicians are corrupt. They're sick and disgusting. The mothers, healthy baby, healthy mother, consensual sex, you shouldn't be allowed to do it. This is, and now you got people saying that this law doesn't exist. Well, the law does exist. They're saying that Trump lied. Y'all look at the language. Once you able to look through the language in which these people speak, look at this mess here. This says CNN.com fact check debunking Trump attack on walls. Minnesota schools say they don't provide tampons in the boys' bathrooms. This man believes in killing children and putting tampons in children's restrooms from grades, the 4th grade to the 12th grade. Notice in this article how they refer to the students as students. They don't say girls. Only girls can menstruate, right? Only females can menstruate. So in the article, you will see that it never says specifically females or girls or young ladies. It says students will have access to tampons. Look at the language. Look at this. I mean, look at this freak. A variety of Minnesota public school districts say they do not provide tampons in boys' bathrooms, debunking a claim former President Donald Trump has been making about Governor Tim Walz, the Democratic vice presidential candidate. Trump has asserted that Walz signed a law that forces Minnesota schools to provide free tampons in boys' bathrooms, suggesting this supposed policy is evidence of Walz's radicalism on gender issues. I mean, if you taking it up the butt, that's your business. Trump said at an August 9th campaign rally in Montana, he ordered tampons to be put into the boys' bathrooms. Do we have any children here? Please close your ears. He ordered tampons in the boys' bathrooms, Trump said at this Thursday press conference. He signed a bill that all boys' bathrooms in Minnesota will have tampons. Facts first, Trump's claims are false. Now watch the language right here. Walz didn't order Minnesota schools to put tampons in boys' bathrooms or sign a bill requiring tampons to be put in all boys' bathrooms. That's not what the bill signed by Walz in 2023 actually says. Doesn't matter what it says. What does it imply? And it's not how the 15 Minnesota school districts that spoke to CNN on Friday say they have implemented the law. Well, let's see. The law intended to make sure students of all income levels and gender identities have ready access to menstrual products, says school districts and charter schools must make menstrual products like tampons and pads available at no cost to all menstruating students in restrooms regularly used by students in the grades 4 to 12. Menstruating students of all income levels and gender identities. I'm surprised this man is not locked up. It bothers me. Y'all know CPS is a joke too. CPS is a joke. The politicians are a joke. Menstruating students. Only females can menstruate. So however you identify. So if a young girl identify as a boy, they're putting these tampons in the boys' restrooms at any given time. One day she feel like a girl, she can use it. She should be able to go to use the girls' restroom. If she feel like a boy, she should be able to use the boys' restroom. These are the ideologies, indoctrinations that are being pushed on our children. I want y'all to really think about the world we live in and look at the and understand this deceptive language. Only young ladies and older can menstruate. The law never specifies that the menstrual products must be put in boys' restrooms, and it allows school districts to decide what counts as a bathroom regularly used by students. Can y'all believe this? See how this broad and deceptive language? What you mean the school districts will decide what counts as a bathroom? This is the world that we live in, and I don't have any children. And anybody that have children, if you're a parent out there, young parent, older parents, grandparents, if you have children out there and you handling your business, show y'all some love. We're gonna show y'all some love because raising a child today, Jesus. Whoo, I don't know how y'all do it. I don't know how y'all do it. All 15 of the districts that responded Friday to CNN survey of 25 districts, including the Minneapolis and St. Paul districts in the state's two most populous cities, said they comply with the law without providing tampons in traditional boys' bathroom. What the hell is a traditional boys' bathroom? So now I'm thinking they said it's up to the schools what constitutes. They'll leave it up to the schools and they'll decide what a bathroom is. Oh, here we go. Oh, I missed this part right here. District permitted to provide menstrual products in boys' restroom for students of any gender. There's only two genders, which are often single stall rooms rather than in their traditional multi-stall bathroom for boys. So now they got single stalls. It's single stall rooms rather than the tradition. They're changing everything. These people are sick. It's written in the school, and it's whoo. Let me calm myself down. My heart goes to the kids. My heart goes to the parents that are trying to raise their children right in this messed up ass world. These are the freaks, the principals, the teachers, the school board, the superintendent. All of them need to be investigated. And here's the law. They said Trump lied. And let's look. In 2023, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz signed a law that requires schools provide access to menstrual products in bathrooms regularly used by students in grades 4 to 12. Allies, Tampon Tim. Allies of former President Trump coined this nickname for Minnesota Governor Tim Walz the same day Vice President Kamala Harris tapped him to be her running mate. And that says a lot about Kamala Harris. She's a freak too, a weirdo. He's sick. Fox News host Jesse Waters said on his August 6th show, hours after Harris' announcement. Walz forced schools to stock tampons in boys' bathrooms. Tampons in 4th grade boys' bathrooms. What a freak. What do boys need tampons for? This guy is not Minnesota nice. He's Minnesota nuts. Let's look at this law. The narrative quickly spread across conservative social media. Fox News host Sean Hannity, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, and Newsmax host Greg Kelly made similar claims. It's not a claim, it's actually passed into law. Let's see. But the claim about schools being forced to provide period products in boys' bathrooms exaggerate the law's requirements and reveals a lack of understanding of both the law and its practical application. There should be no. What do you mean practical? This is all that word salad, deceptive language. The school board has no business having concerns about how our children identify. That's up to the parents. For one, if they're going to be switching up, that's up to the parents, right? And these are the people that teach our children. Don't they teach science? Don't they teach that there's only 2 genders? What are they teaching our kids in there? They're not being forced, but it's in the law. It's required. Requirements means force. Notice, once you guys get good at this language, you'll see what I'm talking about. Once you get good with this language, you see what I'm talking about. Bathrooms exaggerates the law's requirements and reveals a lack of understanding of both the law and its practical. So what's the application? Why are you applying this? The Minnesota State Legislature passed a provision in May 2023 as part of a larger education bill that passed 35 to 32 in the Senate and 70 to 62 in the House. They all need to be locked up. Nobody should even voted on this. Nobody. Walz signed it into law May 24th. When there is a law, people are forced to adhere to the law. Democrats who had a majority in both chambers championed the bill. One Republican state senator voted in its favor. Students had advocated for the law for years, and they're saying that the kids, since when do kids decide what's best for them? The kids don't know what's going on. What does this Minnesota law require of schools? The law, which took effect January 1st, requires schools to provide access to menstrual products such as pads, tampons, or other similar period products in restrooms regularly used by students in grades 4 to 12, according to a plan developed by the school district. As adopted, the law does not distinguish by sex or gender. It says the products must be available to all menstruating students. Only females can menstruate. Why are they saying all? Because this is the Baphomet mindset. This is the Baphomet teaching that boys can be girls and girls can be boys and we're all one. That does not mean menstrual products must be stocked in boys' restrooms, legal experts told PolitiFact. As written, the law does not require
Hyundai Palisade versus Jeep Grand Cherokee
in men's restrooms. So why don't you just say we're going to make sure that we have enough tampons in the women's and the ladies' restroom? Notice how they never said specifically we're only going to put tampons in the ladies' restrooms, in the young ladies' restrooms. As written, the law does not require products to be put in men's restrooms, said Lacey Garrow, Director of Government Relations at the Alliance for Period Supplies, a nonprofit organization. The law leaves it up to the local school districts to create a plan for providing products in restrooms, but does not specify which restroom. I'm going to leave it there. What do you mean they didn't specify which restrooms? Well, it would have to be the restrooms where the student menstruate, and only females can menstruate. They're saying that it doesn't specify. Sick times we are in. Sick times we're in, y'all. Everybody jumping on Diddy. Why ain't nobody jumping on Tim Walz? Why ain't nobody jumping on Kamala? Why ain't nobody jumping on none of these creeps that's actually making that? P. Diddy don't do nothing. P. Diddy has done some horrible things. I'm not dismissing that. What I'm saying is he's not in a position to where he can change people's lives with a stroke of a pen with a meeting. Now, let me see. I want to look at something real quick before I jump off. I want to look at Democrats at 51. Who makes up our Senate? 51 Democrats, 49 Republicans. There are about 34 seats up in the 2024, including a special election in Nebraska, of which 23 are held by Democrats or independents. Republicans can retake control with a net gain of 2 seats or by winning the 2024 presidential election along with a net gain. So the Democrats have the presidency and they have the Senate. Let me see. The U.S. Senate has 51 Democrats. Okay, who has the House? Let me see. I want to see who has the House. There's 468 seats. There's 33 Senate seats, 435 House seats. And they're all up for election on November 5th. They all need to be they all need their asses locked up. Republicans hold a majority in the U.S. House, while Democrats and independents who caucus with Democrats hold a majority in the Senate. So when they pass these bills, is Republicans, and I had to make sure. I had to make sure. These are the creeps. These are the freaks. Everybody talking about P. Diddy. Everybody talking about how P. Diddy doing this and P. Diddy doing that and all that there. But let me tell y'all something. He doesn't pass any laws. He's done horrible things, but what about Tim Walz and all the liberals and what they doing? And some of these Republicans. What about all these people in power who won't help the people out there with the hurricane? These are the same folk that left the people in Katrina drown. Now they say FEMA ain't got no money. Americans getting evicted. Illegals are coming over, right? Saturating the workplace. The market is terrible because now Americans have to work even harder because now they got a group of slaves that's willing to work for nothing. And not only are they working, they're getting housing and food. Americans can't afford a car. Make it day to day. How they gonna feed themselves, feed their children. On them goddamn bills, it's nearly impossible to shake back. It's nearly impossible to shake back. Look at this creep. It's nearly impossible to shake back. You get behind now, you got late fees, and then you got interest piling up on your ass. Still looking for a decent job so you can take care of yourself while trying to fulfill whatever God has out for you. You know, you're trying to satisfy your own desires, your own ambitions. You want to be a doctor, you want to be a lawyer, you want to be an entrepreneur, you want to open up your own bank, you want to open up your own daycare, you want to buy up some real estate, you want to get into the stock market. I mean, There's a lot of brilliant people. There's a lot of good people out there, especially in the 250 gemstones nation. There's a lot of good people out here that have hopes and dreams, and it has become an absolute nightmare due to people like these creeps in office. Minnesota need their ass kicked. I wear a size 13, and I wish I can just bend. I wish I can just bend the state of Minnesota and states like Minnesota. I wish I could just bend them over, pull their pants down, and get me the best steel toe boots I can find and put my boot up their ass. Take it out, wipe off the little poo, and then do it again. Kick them hard. Bruised. Stomp them out. Everybody's on P. Diddy, but look what they're passing for our children. Look at the type of laws and the environment they are creating in our schools. From the corporations to the educational institutions to prisons, is all one big satanic system, y'all. But we just gotta survive. We just gotta be positive and keep our cool and just keep fighting. Put God first. Keep getting that money. We got to work. Move different. Hustle. Take some time out for yourself. Relax. Get your mind together. For those of you that don't believe, I don't know how y'all making it through these times. I don't know how y'all making it. I just don't know. But I need God. I need Christ. I need the Holy Spirit. I need that Bible. I need to read. I'm in Deuteronomy right now. Deuteronomy chapter 24. No, 24 or 26. I forget sometimes because I read right before I go to sleep. So I have some good positive juices, good positive holy juices flowing through me to keep my behind in line, right? Because y'all know I can act. Y'all know I can act a goddamn fool. That's just me. I gotta act a fool. But sometimes you gotta take a time out and get serious about stuff. And then it's just raising a child today, raising little babies today, boy. They trying to take the life before it begins. And even if the baby survives the botched A-word surgery, they still throwing them babies in the buckets. Thinking about these are the people who are running our country. These are the people that are running our country. And they want to, I think Diddy is like a distraction. Me personally, I think Diddy is a distraction right now, but who am I? I hope y'all do well. I hope y'all keep your eyes peeled. We just have to do our best. Put the people that's really going to help the country move forward. But it starts with God first. When we start aligning ourselves with God and our policies with God, and the Antichrist and not all atheists, but some atheists is new. Some atheists, they just go about their way. But even them, we have to align ourselves with God. Separation of church and state. And I'm going to do a podcast on that. It's not what we all thought. It's not what we all think it means. And I was ignorant to the fact of what separation of church and state mean. I was so ignorant. There's a lot to that Constitution and what the forefathers wrote for this country. Now, they all pieces of crap in my book, what they did to black folk. But intelligent men are intelligent men, right? So there's so much that we are so blind to and so ignorant to. It's just crazy. It's so crazy how much information is out there. Keep seeking that information. Just survive. Make it through the day. Get stronger. Take care of your health. Take care of your babies. Take care of your mind. Take care of your spirit. We got to get to work, y'all. We got to get to work. 250. We got to get to work, baby. We got to get to work. But y'all flood my comments. What do y'all think about babies who have survived A-word procedures? The law said that the doctors are not obligated to save their lives, and they're being tossed in the buckets like some crabs. Tossed in the buckets like some crabs. What do y'all think about that? Tampons in the boys' restrooms. Tampons in the boys' restrooms, and even if a child survives an A-word surgery, the doctors are not obligated by law to save their little lives. These are the freaks that's running our countries. 250 capital G. I'm gone.